Oh, no, it hasn't. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Okay. Started loading the farm, and yep, it's actually in the AFK spot now. And oh, wow. Wow. That is a lot of mobs. Hello humans, I'm TheAlienDoctor, but you could call me Alien, and welcome back to another episode of Pinacraft Season 3. If I am correct, this is episode 17, but it also might not be because I keep losing count. Today we're going to be working on a completely new type of fortress farm that has since been made possible in 1.19. Previously, this type of farm was not possible, which is why I have never built one before, and I was very excited to find out that this was possible, by the way. So yeah, lots of energy in today's video because I've been looking forward to this. Now, recently, Silent Whisperer actually made a tutorial on this exact same concept, literally 2 days. It might even have been 1 day after no JS, now's not the time to update. But I'm not going to use his, I'm still going to design my own, but I do want to point out that it's using the same nether portal concept that his new farm uses. But I realized this 2 days before his tutorial. I realized this was possible, so I'm not intentionally copying him, and I've also not actually watched this video in full to see all the specifics of his design. So I think without further ado, let's hop over to the testing world so that I can show you this concept. So this is actually a copy of specifically the Nether on Aliencraft, and the reason why I'm using that is because it has a really nice fortress right here, and it's all spawn proofed already and that sort of thing. So anyway, you can see here, basically the idea is that the mobs will spawn and then they will basically go into the portal. So on Bedrock Edition, mobs spawn on the northwest corner of a block. So this way is north and then this way is west. So mobs are basically spawning on this corner right here, where they will then go into the portal. That's just how mobs spawn on Bedrock. Now, these armor stands are actually to stop magma cubes spawning because they're kind of hard to deal with, but we could, of course, remove them if we wanted magmas to start spawning. And yeah, that's basically it. That's like literally all that we need to do for this farm. We could also, for this side, we could just put a portal here and the same thing would work. It is literally that easy. So that's basically the concept and the idea for this farm. So I'm going to need to do a little bit more of in-depth testing. So I then proceeded to go on an epic journey that was definitely very epic and definitely not very boring for content. And I've figured out some stuff. So this is the fortress that we're using. This is literally the only fortress we can possibly use. The reason for that is that all the others would take us outside the world border if we were to build a portal there. So in the Nether, we have a world border of 1,000. And in the overworld it's 3,000. And even if we're inside the netherworld border, if we go through the nether to the overworld, then we might be outside the overworld border. I found literally the perfect fortress, but it was outside of the overworld border by like 6,000, so I couldn't use it, unfortunately. So instead, we're going to be using this fortress. Now, originally, I thought that we'd be able to load all of these spawn spots at once, which is true. We can load them, but unfortunately, I can't get the portals to link. So we could either use a dual kill chamber system, but that would require 3 players to AFK this instead of 2, which is not particularly ideal. So instead, what I'm going to do is just completely discard this side of the fortress and actually use this top bit. The reason for that is that this top bit actually has more spawn spots than the one down there, so it just makes sense. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, I used some command blocks to figure out where the spawn spots were. This is a creative copy in case it wasn't obvious. So I think what we're going to do now is actually head back onto the server and begin mining out these spawn spots areas and putting in the portals and stuff. Even though we were only using this side and not the entire thing, we're still going to have plenty of decent rates on this, I think. Obviously, it would be way better if we could get both at the same time, but I don't think that's going to happen because portal linking is big sadness. So anyway, let's get on back on the server and yeah, do this stuff. Do the stuff and the things on the Pinacraft server. Yeah. So it's not taken me that long to just mark in all of the AFK spots. I was actually using my camera account to have the creative copy of the world open so that I could see all the spawning spots. But yeah, overall, it was reasonably simple. I'm just going to kill that gas. There we go. So what I've actually done is placed in the block and then put a slab on top of it because we don't want the mobs spawning now. Also, something that just occurred to me is we're probably going to need to have an off switch of sorts for this farm because otherwise it's just going to be constantly sending mobs to the overworld. So that's not something that I thought through very well, is it? Although I think we should just be able... Oh my goodness, there is mobs everywhere. As I was saying, I think we should just be able to have like a lever somewhere that just pushes some sticky pistons that then pushes some like slabs over the top, kind of like how it is now. But yeah, overall, we have a very reasonable amount of spawning spots here. This is good news, basically. And not too long later, we now have all of the portals in as well, although I haven't actually lit them yet because I don't want them to link to the wrong thing and stuff, and I also didn't want to accidentally go through them. But yeah, we have all of these lit now, including the ones, well, not lit. We have all of them built, including the ones down here, and all the spawn spots are also marked out as well. So I didn't actually design a kill chamber for this farm, but I have a couple of ideas in mind. So we'll have to see how that goes. I don't actually know how fast this farm is going to be either. And yeah, basically, as you can see, professional planning. Yes. Well, after looking around, I think this is the best place for the actual AFK spot to be. We are going to have to do a little bit of actual spawn proofing, but not a ton. So there is the alien cam who is just going to stay there AFK for us so that we can see how well this farm works, basically. And then I've just set up a simple piston trident killer. All right, so let's turn on mobs spawning and hopefully we'll get mobs spawning. Wow, that was quite quick. But now it's stopped again. Oh, no, it hasn't. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. I should have probably turned on the trident killer. What? This is... What? This is like Guardian Farm level. This is amazing. This isn't... I haven't even done any spawn proofing, by the way. Wow. Okay. Oh, wow. It's like a constant feed. Wow. Many wows. It's actually keeping up reasonably well as well, isn't it? Wow. Compared to the one I used to have on AlienCraft with the minecarts and rails, this... Oh, wow. 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 Massive wow. So here we are, back on the world, where we don't have all of that amazing stuff. But... I think it's time that we finally build it. We're going to need to do tons of spawn proofing. All we really need to do, honestly, is actually make the AFK spot, do some spawn proofing, and then we are good to go. We'll have a fully functioning fortress farm, and hopefully we can use this for XP as well. So, I think you know what time it is. It's montage time. Yay! Woo! Montage time, my favorite. So we now have the kill chamber built up for this farm, and, well, we still need to add a roof, but we've pretty much got the kill chamber built up for it. So all we need to do is the AFK spot, and then this farm will technically be functional, although it won't be max efficiency because of spawn proofing. But I want to see what happens if we run this farm without doing any spawn proofing first. We can always do spawn proofing in a stream or something. Okay, there we go. Both tridents are now in. If we actually flick these levers, then they'll both begin doing the stuff and the things. Cool, cool, cool. And we should actually be able to see that gold nugget got picked up into there, which is good. And here is a slightly precarious, definitely completely safe AFK spot for us to AFK at this farm. And yeah, I just need to get the camera account into AFK up there, right at the top. Oh, oh, ooh, ooh. Oh, oh. Wow, that was a lot of mobs. I think this farm works. Okay, here we are. There are a ton of mobs right there, and they've only fallen out of one side. Although most of them look like, oh, they've all despawned, that's why. Excellent. Well, we can just turn this on. We're getting some drops already, guys. And there's all my stuff. Jeez. Oh my goodness. So that is one minor issue with this farm, is that you can't exactly turn it off. So let's try that again. I'm going to move the alien cam into position, and I'm going to turn these on ready. So the alien cam has just started loading the farm, and yep, it's actually in the AFK spot now. And oh, wow. Wow. That is a lot of mobs. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a lot of mobs there, and some have escaped. Wow. Wow, 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 and wow. So many blazes. We actually need to stay one block below the blazes, because otherwise they fly up. Okay, I'm having to change around the storage because of the amount of drops that we're getting from this farm. But there is too many magma cubes, and it's an issue. Everything else is working fine. Like, we're able to kill the mobs at a reasonable rate. Absolutely fine. You also got to remember that we have done 0 spawn proofing. So I spent a little bit of time just running this farm and just generally using it for a little bit. And I'm pretty sure I put all the valuables in one of these chests. Yeah, so we actually got in total 7 wither skeleton skulls and a pretty good amount of blaze rods, as you can see. And obviously tons of stone swords and also bones. We actually need bones. We didn't have any bones before, or at least a good source of them. So that's very useful. We do have some farms that could do with bone meal. However, there are some changes that we do really need to do to this farm. Now, the first one is pretty major, and it's an on and off switch, because there's no way to turn this farm on or off, I guess. I mean, it's on constantly, so there's no way to turn it off. So we need to sort that out, first of all. Second of all, we need to figure out a way to stop the magma cubes from spawning, because apparently the old trick of using the armor stands doesn't actually work, because I put armor stands in there, as you saw in that montage, and magma cubes still spawned, which is really annoying. So I have tried basically every possible thing I can think of. I've tried buttons, I've tried both normal coral and coal fans, I even tried signs, and nothing will get those magmas to stop spawning, which is a shame. So I'm just going to leave it up to you guys. If you know how to stop magmas from spawning, but still let wither skeletons and blazes, and preferably normal skeletons, from spawning, then please do let me know in the comment section down below or in my Discord, because I have absolutely no idea at all. Obviously, if I do make a tutorial or anything like that, or anything about this farm really, you will get credited if you do as well, because credit is good. So instead, I'm going to work on actually creating an on and off switch instead of doing that, because, I mean, let's be honest, having an on and off switch is probably more important, to be completely honest. But still, I would like to know if you know how to stop magmas from spawning, because it could be very helpful. So back on the actual server now, I have added in this off and on switch because it's probably a good idea to be able to turn this thing off. So essentially all this off and on switch is just a sticky piston with a slab to cover up the actual dedicated spawning spot for this. So as you can see, if I flick this, then the slab gets pulled back and, well, the farm is now on. So we're going to turn it back off again. I'm not really sure where to keep this lever because, I don't know, there's not really a very good place. But one thing that I do know that we need to do is a little bit of spawn proofing. So if I grab myself an arm stand and a banner, and this is using Foxy No-Tail's Marcus Pack, then we can see here that there is a little bit of area which mobs can still spawn whilst we're in the AFK spot, but this is going to ruin our rates. So down there, for example, and I mean, you saw a gas spawn just now, although I think it's already despawned. So yeah, basically all of this area just needs to get slabbed and all of that sort of thing as well. So I have spawn proofed the entire area now that we actually need to spawn proof anyway, and I've gone ahead and just did a little bit extra because why not? And there's also a Pinape somewhere around here who just popped by. But yeah, basically, this area should now be fully spawn-proofed and much more efficient for us to use the farm the next time we do use the farm. So speaking of using the farm, now would probably be the normal point in the video where we do a little bit of AFKing to actually run the farm and get ourselves many drops. However, I don't really fancy turning on my laptop because it is very warm and I don't want to have two computers running. So we're just not going to use it. That is one of the downsides of this farm, is that we need 2 players. So instead, we're going to prepare for what we can do with the drops we had. Now, normally I would build a shop for all the drops, and I still am going to build a shop. I'm just not going to do that in today's episode because there's no point in building a shop if we have literally nothing to stock it with. Also, can I just say I absolutely love this world generation. It looks like, kind of like, it reminds me of the Farlands or something. It's very cool. Okay, so I don't know if you actually just saw that, but a gassed fireball literally just exploded here because one somehow managed to get through the portal, so that's not particularly convenient. It also looks like that it exploded possibly a little bit here, and there's also some stone there. I do know that we've had some portal linking issues with some of the other portals in the area as well, which doesn't make sense, but it's just Bedrock being Bedrock. What I am going to do is grab all of these bones because I have an actual use for these bones. And as you can see, we actually have like just under 3.5 stacks of bones literally from this already, which is pretty good. But anyway, I'm going to take these over to the industrial district. If you're wondering, this is literally my source of sugarcane at the moment, is just this sugarcane that I have over here at the iron farm. And seeing as my camera account has done lots of AFKing here in the past, generally it wasn't too much of an issue. That's weird. I saw this in the latest preview as well. Interesting. That's actually really strange. Does this count as water? Yeah, it still counts as water. But like... okay, whatever. Not going to question it. So the farm itself is pretty simple, and yeah, this is basically it. It could probably be compacted a little bit, but basically what we have going on here is just an observer clock, which powers this block and also powers the redstone dust, which obviously powers both the dispenser and the piston. And then we have this stair here, so we could easily refill the dispenser, which actually does need refilling, and then just a lever here to stop it. Now, the one thing is that sometimes, and actually that time it didn't do it, sometimes when we stop it, the sugarcane is still grown, so we then have this button here, which of course pushes the piston. I could kind of do with some food. I literally have ran out of chicken, which was my food source. And yeah, we don't actually have a very good food source at the moment. I've been using the chicken cooker we have in the starter base, but that's not really very good long term. And originally I was just trading emeralds for golden carrots, but I kind of ran out of emeralds, I think, or I got quite low on emeralds. So I didn't really fancy using all of my emeralds literally just to get golden carrots, and we don't have the best source of emeralds either. I mean, I'm sure Toad wouldn't notice if we just head down here. I'm pretty sure he has like a box of golden carrots somewhere around here. Potatoes, wow, lots of potatoes. I'm guessing he has a potato farm then. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if in one of these I just borrow some golden carrots, if he even has any. I was sure he had some. He told me, like, a couple of weeks ago he had some. Is this where he keeps them? Aha, 29 golden carrots. I'd kind of rather more than that. Where does Toad keep his golden carrots? I could do with some golden carrots. Toad has a serious chest monster issue and not going to lie. Like, look, he literally just has random, like, diamond gear, probably from end raiding, like out here. What? Toad, you need to fix your chest monster issue. There used to be tons of shulkers over here. I don't know what happened to them, actually. Wow, this one, look, this one even has just 12 diamonds in it randomly and some bottles of enchanting. But why? What even is this hole? I've not seen this before. Who's this? Is this Toad's? I mean, it's got loads of potatoes, and Toad had loads of potatoes, so it might be. Wow, actually, that's a lot of potatoes. You know, I was doing potato farming at the start of the season. Why is everybody doing potato farming these days? Even over here, somehow the chest monster has extended too. Okay, well, seed as I can't actually find any golden carrots because they're gone for some reason. I'm just going to have to... I'm sure he won't notice if I just take a couple of potatoes. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh, there's a bed here. That's quite convenient. I'm totally not going to put these into my food box. Where is my food box? I don't know, because I never use it because it's never got anything in. Here it is. Nobody will suspect a thing. That's going to be it for today's episode of Pinacraft Season 3. Thank you ever so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe today to join the Alien Empire for more Minecraft Bedrock Edition content like this. Thanks to my supporters. I'll see you in the next video coming soon. Bye.